All right, guys. I noticed on YouTube that I couldn't find one. 14-liter EGR engine, Detroit 60 series, pulling the cam. I know they're different than the older engines, and like I said, I didn't see one on there on YouTube of how to actually pull the cam. So figured I'd make one. So obviously I have valve cover off. I've got the Jake housings off, the rocker arms, all that. Injectors are still in it. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 caps that hold the cam down. The 7th cap on the rear has a special bolt. It's a long bolt with a stud. They go right here, and then there's one back there. They're the only ones like it in the whole rack. It requires a special socket, which I made. It's a 12 millimeter, 12 point. It has to be deep well, which I didn't have one. So I just made this. Basically all I took was a 12 millimeter, 12 point socket, and I welded it onto a 24. It's just a cheap socket, but anyways, and that allowed me to actually put it down on there and unscrew them. Anyways, it's those are the only two. But as far as pulling the cam itself, you got to pull this cover off the front, and there's a pinhole right here, and I doubt you can be able to actually see where the hole goes into, but basically you just throw a screwdriver on there and roll it around until it falls in place. Or you can look, there's that hole right there. There's a bolt right to the next to the bolt hole. There's a hole in this piece right here, and there's a hole in the gear. Basically line those up, and then that'll line up your pinhole, and that puts you at top dead center 1. And then you want to mark your gear like I did there. I did 3 different marks just so you can't get it wrong. Anyways, so that's that as far as getting to here. And then those 3 bolts in there, got to pull. Here's the best way to do is put on a swivel extension, and they are 10 millimeter. So you just put them in there. Be very careful. You don't want to drop them, because chances of you getting them fishing out of the gear case with a magnet is slim to none, and you don't want to pull the whole gear case. So be extra careful when you're pulling these bolts. All right, so I got the 3 bolts out. Just be extremely careful with those. Use a magnet if you need to. And then there's 2 bolts here, and then 2 bolts there. All right, now that you got all that off, here's what I did with this front one, because it's silicone down. Take a rag across there and then put a pry bar up under there and just lightly pull on that. And then that's your front main cap. And see how it's got that O-ring right there. Now that you got that pulled and all your bolts, all the rest of your caps you are ready to pull the cam. All right, so ever so lightly, you don't have to be crazy with it, just stick a bar in there and then just pop it just a little bit. And now this front cover is loose, and you are ready to pull the cam out. All right, here we go. Let's pull the cam. there it is. It's kind of hard to get it out because all the bearings kind of hydraulically glued to the lobes where it rides, or the journals. But just be real careful because each one of these are extremely sharp. I actually cut myself a little bit. But yeah, there we go, guys. And then let me get you turned around. All right, so there it is. If you look at this hole right there, as long as you just line it back up with that hole right there, all your teeth will line back up. But if you're one tooth off, you know, you'll either advance or retard the timing. But yeah, there's the cam. There's the gear housing with the diamond seal seats and everything. But yeah, just about ready to pull the head. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, guys, and want some more content, subscribe, like, and leave a comment of what else you'd like to see. Mess with Cat, Cummins, Detroit. So, I mean, honestly, I can get you whatever kind of content you want. Thanks for watching.